Good evening, everybody. I want to take a little bit of time as we begin the quarterly financial meeting to dispel some rumors with facts. In the past 3 years, we've passed 4 balanced budgets with budgeted surpluses. For 2024, we budgeted for a $5.6 million surplus in the general fund and $12.5 million total. This budgeted surplus will grow our total fund balance to the highest it's ever been at $67.4 million. This is an increase of $10 million from when I took office. The estimated general fund balance for fiscal year 23, when adjusted for IDA expense, will not show a dramatic decrease and will be consistent with the level it was when I became mayor. In the first year of my administration, the general fund balance was the highest it's ever been at that time at $23.2 million. Then Hurricane Ida struck. We had the money in the bank and we used it. The purpose of a municipal government is not to turn multi-million-dollar profits year in and year out. The purpose of a municipal government is to provide services for its citizens and invest in the community. That has been the focus of my administration. We've made significant investments in our city via land purchases, area beautification projects, active shooter training for our police, technology upgrades, and much more. The city of Mandeville is in as strong a financial position as it's ever been. There have been postings on social media and even some council members saying in meetings that the projection completed by Carr Riggs showed the general fund balance running out by 2028. I reviewed that projection with Carr Riggs prior to it being presented to the council, and then they presented it to the council. I never recalled them making any assertion at any point that the general fund balance was going to run out by 2028. Therefore, I contacted Carr Riggs in preparation for this meeting and had them clarify in writing what they were projecting. So here's the email. As I understood it, the project does not suggest the general fund balance will run out by 2028. Carr Riggs did a series of hypothetical projections. So let me read the email. It'll just take a second. Gentleman's name is Kelson Jeffrey. He was the one that was here. So I emailed him. This is on Monday, January 22nd. Kelson, there's some confusion regarding the 2 projections you all did that are pasted below. The first projection reflected a projected general fund balance with no capital outlay projects included. This projection projected a general fund balance of $19.8 million at the end of 2028. The second projection, I understood, was a hypothetical projection. It reflected a projected general fund balance if the wish list of capital projects included in our 5-year capital budget were paid for with the general fund surplus and current general fund tax revenue. This list included $8 million for shoreline protection for the entire city, $4.5 million to build a new city hall, $1.5 million for harbor breakwater repairs, and $1 million for seawall repair. This projection did not consider grant money, federal or state monies the city typically receives to fund these projects. So this was a hypothetical test of the ability of the current general fund balance and tax collections to fund operations and the capital outlay projects, or the wish list, that are included in our 5-year capital budget. The second projection was basically the expense side of the capital outlay without the grant revenue or sources other than taxes that would be sought to pay for these items. Is this understanding correct? And then he responded, yes, your understanding of the projections as stated below is correct. The second projection has the expenses of those capital projects, but not the grants and additional funding sources that would most likely be sought and used to fund those projects. So the projection is almost a worst-case scenario where you are paying for those projects with only general fund revenue and taxes that are already being received. Sorry, I got shuffled here. Because of the facts above, I believe that any talk of a financial crisis is purely political shenanigans at election time. A small group of people are misinforming the public for political reasons. There is no financial crisis in the city of Mandeville. Rather, there's a political crisis for a small group who want to stop our city's progress and take us back to the days of doing nothing. So I want to ask our citizens to listen to people who are actually licensed CPAs who have spent decades working in the financial sector. Like every other public agency in the state, the city of Mandeville is legally required to get an annual external audit by a third party. These auditors from CPA firms are experts, and they most certainly are not political. In the last 12 months, we have had not one but two CPA firms look at our budgets, look at our numbers, and say we are doing above average with our finances. Last year's auditing firm said at the March 23rd, 2023 Mandeville City Council meeting, and I quote, "Most governments maintain 15 to 20% as a general fund balance to current expenditures, and here in the city you have, at the end of August 2022, 63%. So a very conservative, good cushion that you have in your general funds. That's a very solid, a very good financial position to be in," end quote. The city's financial forecast firm, which was another firm, stated at the July 17th, 2023 Mandeville City Council meeting, "The city of Mandeville is in a very good position from a financial health perspective," end quote. And, quote, "I do some pretty significant audits in the area, and I don't have any that are this healthy, that have 16 months of operating expenses. So kudos to what you are doing, keep doing that." I encourage all residents to listen to the CPAs and not the political spinsters. Every distortion about our budget as it relates to a financial crisis has been proven wrong. Moreover, it has been proven by CPAs who do this for a living to be quite the opposite. I challenge the political spinsters to find a city that is as financially healthy as Mandeville, a city that lacks debt and has over $65 million in cash and investment reserves, a city that can operate for 16 months without collecting revenue. I'll turn it